For the fifth Excel assignment, we're going to make a chart. Pretty simple one. First of all, you go to the sheet 1, and we're going to rename that sheet. So we want to call it ice cream sales. So what you do to rename is double click on the sheet, and then it just waits for you to type in what you want. So let's put ice cream sales and hit enter. So now the tab is named that, ice cream sales. Now do the usual, the title. So merge and center the titles, the headings, make them bold and centered. And then you'll be ready for the chart and for the data. So first of all, what this is, there's several different ice cream shops, and this is their weekly sales. So week 1, how much sales they had, week 2, 3, and 4. And so we need to get a total of both each store's sales for the 4 weeks and each week's sales for all the stores. So 2 rows, or a column and a row of totals. So the first thing is this is all money, so let's format it as currency, all of it. So select all of it, even the totals, which we don't have yet, and format them as currency. You also need to adjust your column widths. By the way, if a column width is not wide enough, if there's numbers in it, and it's not wide enough, then it gives us these pound signs. And that's because it doesn't want to display only half the numbers, because then you think the number is a lot smaller than it really is. So if you get those, if it looks like that, you need to widen the column, wide enough to show all of the numbers. And we can make that a little bit wider so there's not so much clutter there. Okay. A little bit of space in between. Now, what we want to do, so let's calculate this first store's total. Now, rather than just typing in the formula, if we're just calculating the sum of a bunch of cells, then there's another way to do it. In the Home tab, this auto sum, if I click that right there, it just guesses at what I'm trying to do. And if it guesses right, then I don't have to do anything. And it looks like it guessed right. It's highlighting everything that I want to add up, and it's correct. So it wrote the formula equals sum B5 through E5. It's correct, so I just hit enter. And then it gave me the total just like that. So I didn't have to write anything. Any formula. So if it's a simple formula, if it's the add formula, use that auto sum and it does it for you. And then I just use the fill handle to pull down to the rest of the store's totals. Let's do it down here as well. Let's do the auto sum, and it guesses what I'm trying to add up, and it guesses right, so I'm going to hit enter. If it doesn't guess right, we can adjust it. So however you want to do that, I can adjust it this way by clicking and dragging the corner of the box, or just come right in here in the parentheses and tell it what I do want to add up, however I need to adjust it. So hit enter, gives me a total, and then drag with the fill handle all the way over. We don't need a store total, total of the stores, so let's just leave it at week 4. We just want the totals of each week. Okay, so now we've got all the totals. It's all formatted as currency. Let's sort it alphabetically. So if you click in the data, let's see if it sorts correctly this time. I tell it that I have headers, and it looks like it did get it right this time. I don't know what happened on the last one. So we want to sort by the Nevada shop, which shop it is, and I want to go A to Z. So then it adjusts them correctly. Actually, nope, I don't want to include the week's totals, so I'm going to undo that. It had the total in there and it alphabetized that. I want that to stay at the bottom. So I'm just going to select the information that I want to sort. And then go up to sort. I'm going to say, no, it doesn't have headers because I didn't select them. Sort by column A to Z. There we go. So then it leaves our totals line alone. So sometimes you have to tell it exactly what to sort. Sometimes it guesses right. Just depends. You just have to be aware of what it's doing. Alright, now to make the chart, I'm going to select from cell A4 down to F10. Nope, said that wrong. A4, I'll try again. A4 down to E10. So I don't want to include the totals in my chart because that will skew the data. So A4 to E10, go to the Insert tab, and I'm going to select a chart. Now, different charts do different things. Pie chart is like, you know, selecting or viewing how something compares to all the rest. We don't want that. We just want a regular column chart. And let's grab a 3D column chart because it looks a little cooler. And I can click and drag on the chart and set it out here so it's not covering up my data. Now I can change the layout. So I'm going to change the layout a little bit so that so we have a title, but then the legend is over here on the right side. So I'm going to select this first chart layout, and then I have a title. I want to rename that title to Nevada Ice Cream Shops. And then I have the chart. I think that's it for the assignment. We've added a chart.